Hello, welcome to the show. I am your automated robot that has been employed by Ron Van Dam to help direct you to the proper department. Due to a higher than usual call volume that we seem to experience every day, your wait time may be incredibly annoying. You can always visit our website where we have frequently asked questions that we can frequently never answer. You may choose to use our virtual assistant who is virtually useless. If you want to eat a sandwich with Ron, press 1. If you want Ron to date your sister, press 2. If you want to share his pants in a way that you will always regret, press 3. If you want the seafood department, press 4. If you are a 60-year-old gym teacher and are running low on Viagra, press 5. If you want Ron to come to your house and demonstrate his leaf blower, press 6. If you're running late for your appointment and wish to cancel the damn thing, press 7. If you purchased the blow-up doll called Blow Me Up Bob, press 8. Your wait time is approximately 1 hour and 29 minutes, and you have 72 people ahead of you. By the way, I'm dating Alexa. Other than that, what the hell do you want from me?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Okay.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program, To It. I am Ron Van Dam. That's the person you're listening to at this time. I assume that you knew that when you clicked on this thing or turned your radio on. I don't know how you're doing this. I'm on 40 different platforms, and they're all making me like crazy. And I'm on syndicated radio stations across this country, which of course is Bulgaria. Anyway, make yourself comfortable. I'll be entertaining you for the next 30 minutes. And after that, you're pretty much on your own. Okay. Well, at the top of the week, I introduced the people that make this show possible. Of course, there's me, although you could do without me probably. There's your announcer and comedy writer, John Shanahan. Yeah, he has his own show there, Hypnagogue. Check that out. Google that, baby. John Shanahan. And then there's Nicole Reed. She books many of the national interviews we do on this program and is one of the producers of this show as well, and the British voice that you hear at the beginning of the program, although she's not really British. It's a thing. Speaking of voices, yeah, there's others. Julie Cochran, she does some of the voiceover work on this program. And then there's Jason Shaw. You're listening to his music. He composes and performs this for us, our closing and opening theme, and incidental music, incidentally. And those are just some of the people that make this show possible. There's others. I just don't have any time. Okay. All right. Hey, it's great to be with you. You are, by the way, I do this all the time when I open up the show. You might see a pattern here. I compliment you to the point where you just fall in love with me based on what I've said about yourself. You know, when you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, women put on makeup, you know, and then they go, oh, that's not so bad. Men, you're stuck with what you got there, babe. What you're seeing in the mirror, it's going to get worse than that. It's not going to get even better than that. So that's the thing. See, women don't really age because they can hide everything. They can hide their wrinkles. They can hide their blemishes. They can do whatever. They can even make their lips full and pouty, which is, I think that was a comedy team from the 20s. Not 2020, 1920. Oh my God, I have to specify now. Yeah, you can give yourself eyebrows. You don't even have eyebrows? Paint them. Just put them on. Just put them on. It's acceptable. You can make your eyelashes longer, or you can put eyelash extensions on. I don't know how that works, but I mean, you can do things to your face and to your body to make yourself look really more attractive than you actually are. Men, you're screwed, man. You got nothing going there. You deal with what you have and nothing else. You got nothing to do here. You can't do anything. Women even wear high heels. Why they torture themselves, I have no idea, because you don't have to wear them, but you want to for some reason. Women wear high heels. I've spoken to some women that say they like high heels because they're comfortable. Do you like walking up a hill all the time, or walking down a hill, I should say? I don't understand that. But women think that high heels make them more attractive, and I don't know. I've never looked at a woman's feet and said, oh, those shoes, come here, baby. I've never said that. Although there are some people with foot fetishes, and I don't really talk to them. Women can do so much with themselves, so much. Men, nothing. You got nothing. A woman can wear different clothes every single day and never repeat the same outfit. And they only have 5 outfits, but somehow they never get repeated. I don't know how that happens. Same with shoes. Women can wear dresses, skirts. They can wear pants. They can wear those hot little short things. Tops galore. They can wear all these things. Men, pants, a shirt, and maybe a jacket. Come on, that's it. We're over. A t-shirt, a polo shirt. That's it. We're done. There's nothing else. There is nothing else. That's it. Used to be turtlenecks. Can't do those anymore. They look geeky. Can't do that. Look like a turtle. Thus the name. So, I mean, it's very, very limited what a guy can wear. A woman, God, she can have closet like the size of a mansion. A guy, 5 hangers at the most. A man wears the same pants every single day of his life until they get ripped or stained. Even then, still viable. Then they might get another pair of every single day. Unless you move to Florida. If you move to Florida, you get to wear pastel pants. You can wear the hot pink pants. That's even acceptable in Florida. I don't know why. You can wear green pants. They even give you a green jacket if you win a golf tournament. I mean, I know. But that's only Florida. You can wear plaid in formula. I just made up a new state, formula. Look, any state that looks like a penis, I guess anything goes. But the rest of the country, no, just a pair of neutral pants and we're done. We're done. Of course, there is an alternative, and that's jeans. 1 pair of jeans, 1 pair of jeans. So you see, it's not fair. Women can do so much with themselves. Men can do nothing. A woman can even wear a hat. A man, no. Baseball cap, that's it, man. You don't put anything on your head, it's going to be a baseball cap or a yarmulke if you're Jewish. Yarmulkes are cool. I would wear one simply because it protects my bald spot from the sun. And it's not a big hat. You don't really know someone's wearing it unless they bend down to pick up something, like, something fell out of their pocket. Other than that, you'd never know that there was that little skull cap up there. And not for religious purposes, just to shade yourself from the sun so you don't get sunburn up there and all kinds of stupid skin cancer things. Yeah, I can see putting suntan lotion on, SP, is it SP, SF? I don't know what the letters are. SP40, and whatever. You can see that putting it on your face or on the back of your hands or your arms, but on your bald spot? I don't know. I don't understand that. Women tend to have more hair than men. Women don't go bald at a certain age. I mean, some do, and that's a disease. I get it. I get that. I understand that disease. I get it. Will Smith can tell you all about that. But men go bald. for the most part. Not all men, not Italian men. I mean, I don't want to start, making different groups here, but Italian men seem to have their hair forever. I mean forever. Everybody else, they go bald. Women, some do, not a lot. They get thin. They get thinning hair, but still workable. Men, nothing to work with. There's nothing to work with there. There's nothing. It goes under my category of we've got nothing to work with. Men have nothing to work with. We are what we are. You see what you get what you see. Women, what you see is not what you're getting. They can color their hair. They can make themselves look totally different, and you wouldn't even know it's them until they open their mouth. Women have got this thing going, man. They got it going. Men are very simple. Very simple. I think the Bible said, and I this is why I don't read the Bible, because for this one reason, basically. A woman was created from a man's rib, one of his ribs. I guess one of his ribs are missing. And the woman took it, and she morphed from a rib into a woman. That is absolutely, how can I phrase it, disgusting? I mean, do you actually believe that that's scientifically possible? The things that we, things that we buy, these stories that we accept as being the truth is just amazing. I spent decades of my life as a wedding videographer. I owned a video production company, and I had found out at a very early time during that video production. That was before there were videos and cell phones and all. If you wanted a video, you had to hire me. You had to hire a video person, a videographer. So I had a video production company, and I had very quickly learned from the beginning that wedding videos were an extremely lucrative situation. Wedding couples will pay anything for their so-called memories that eventually they wish that they could forget. But they paid big bucks for these wedding videos, and I had a staff of people, and I did well over 1,000 wedding videos, well over. It was very lucrative, but enough about me. But I remember doing one wedding in a church. I used to go to church. I used to kid around and say to people, I go to church more than anybody on the planet, even the Pope, because I go every single weekend to like 2 or 3 churches at least, and my staff goes out to like a dozen churches every single weekend. So we go to church a lot, and we're not even religious. We get paid to go to church. What's your excuse? Ron, you're getting a little caustic. Back off. This could offend some people. All right, fine. It's a comedy show. Give me a break. I'm embellishing. Not about that. About the other stuff. Anyway, so a lot of churches. So I remember videotape, and we would videotape the ceremony, and then we go to the reception and videotape that. But the ceremony was interesting because I went to all different kinds of ceremonies, all different kinds of religious backgrounds, all kinds of traditions. All the wedding traditions were like off the map. Anyway, so this couple is standing on the altar, and there's a priest there, and there usually is, and they're facing the priest, and the priest says in the vows. First, part of a sermon is that a woman was created from man, and I thought, oh God, this bride is going to walk off the altar. I called it a stage because that's what it was to me. But I thought the bride would walk off the altar because this priest was just spouting this anti-woman kind of Bible stuff, and he said, to the woman, he said, do you promise to love, honor, and obey? And I obey, but he didn't say that to the guy. If you both want to obey each other, that's an obeyance agreement. That's a mutual obeyance. But he just said it to the woman. He left out obey for the guy. And I thought, oh my God. And he's going on about this rib thing. I mean, I like ribs as much as the other person. A little fatty these days. I mean, as I got older, I realized you can't really eat a lot of ribs, but ribs on the grill, they look good on TV. So I don't have a lot of ribs. But anyway, this priest was talking about ribs, but not the kind on the grill, the kind that you make women out of. How is that possible? How is that possible? Do you chisel the bone down to look like? I don't understand how that works. Well, Ron, the Bible is pretty much all representation stuff. No, it's not. Somebody actually saw all this stuff happen. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about this because I know I'm offending some people. But that's the point. My point is that women just... You've got a lot to hide behind. I've told this story before on this show, and I'll tell it again because I'm running out of material. I'm being honest with you. I mean, I've been doing this thing like for 30 years, over 30 years. Eventually, you're going to run out of material. It doesn't seem to be the case, but every once in a while. So I tell this story quite a bit. I had a friend. That's the end of it. That's the end of the sentence. That's the end of the story. I had a friend, or a really good acquaintance, and he was married. And so was I. So we did the couple thing. We decided to go out to dinner. The two couples going out to dinner. Very, very suburban kind of bourgeois thing to do. So we go over to his house. We knock on the door. He answers the door. And I said, "You ready to go?" And he said, "Well, my wife's still upstairs. She's still getting ready. She's putting on her face." And my immediate reaction was, "Oh my God, she has no face." I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Wow. What does she do? Does she have a plastic one that she puts on? I knew what it meant. He says, "No, she's putting on her face." And I said, "Okay, well, we're here." He says, "Well, she should be down soon. She won't come down without her face." I said, "Well, that makes sense," jokingly. But here was the deal. She would not be seen by anybody except her husband without her makeup on. And even then, I wondered whether she would even let her husband at bedtime see her without her makeup. I don't know. But she, and she actually admitted this later on, she would not ever let anybody ever see her face without her makeup on. Now, they didn't have any children, so that wasn't an issue as far as the children seeing her without a face. "Oh my God, my mother has no face." She would not be seen in public without that face. And I thought that was terrifically, terrifically odd. Because she was not an ugly person. She was quite attractive, as a matter of fact. I've always said this to women, and I will say it until the day that I run out of things to say. Women are naturally attractive. Men are not. Women are naturally attractive. You don't need all that schmutz on your face. You don't need to put all that crap on your lips. You don't need to embellish you don't need to cover up yourself with foundation like some type of contractor building a house. No foundation. You don't need to do all that. I mean, brush your teeth, goddammit, but other than that, you don't need to cover yourself up and put all that stuff on your face because women are naturally beautiful. It says so in the Bible, along with the other things. So, just saying. But women have that opportunity of doing that. Men do not. Women go to the hairstylist. Used to be called the beauty parlor. And they sit there for hours and hours, and they love that place. And when they leave, they look like $1,000,000. I don't think they look like $1,000,000. I think it would look more like maybe $3. But they think they look great, and that's all that counts. Men go to a barber shop with a guy. A guy cuts their hair, and then they leave, and they don't look any different. They look actually more like a... When a 40-year-old man walks into a barber shop, when they leave, the 40-year-old man looks like he's 12 years old. I don't know how that is, but it really looks like that. And I know you're not disagreeing with me. On the other hand, you probably could. And that will end my pontification today on how women have the opportunity to look totally different and men are stuck with what they have. But it's okay. But it's okay. But it's okay. All right, my guest is going to join me momentarily, but before that happens, there's this.
Gentlemen, you know that when you decide to get engaged, you'll be making one of the most important investments of your life. Think about it. From the moment you get down on bended knee and present the ring, how much you actually love someone will be judged solely on the size of the stone you buy. And not just by the one you love, but by literally everyone she knows. And strangers. At Schlickashek the Jewelers, we know that when you're about to cough up what amounts to a few months' rent to obtain the exclusive naming rights to a vagina, you want to be able to be sure that you've made the best choice. So if you've decided it's time to staple gun your man tackle to a single hitching post and to never be able to experience the simple joy of a meaningless hookup without handing over half your stuff, come to Schlickashek the Jewelers and see our amazing line of certified high-quality shallow female ego strokers. Take it from me, Herbert Schlickashek. I'm not just your local jeweler, I've been married 6.5 times. Vegas marriages, boys. Very easy to annul when the shrew goes south on you. And she will.
Dr. Nicole Chase joins us now. She's got so many things going on here. The American Academy of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, and the American College of... I can't even... Anyway, you're a doctor. You must have a large business card.
No, it's quite small. It's just me, just your regular friendly neighborhood allergist.
Okay, fine. Well, we're talking about allergies. I wish we could talk about all allergies, but we're talking about children especially, are we?
No, I think allergies, you're right. They can affect children and adults, but, as it is, children become adults. And so, yes, yeah. Children are a group that I focus a lot on. They usually tend to have more food allergies, although adults can definitely have food allergies and also allergies to venom, stings, or medications. So yes. Allergies in general are just very, very prevalent.
How do we know when we're having an allergic reaction, especially in children, because they don't know what's going on? They haven't had these things before necessarily. How can parents recognize this?
So most parents that I see first recognize that their child is having an allergic reaction. Typically, this will occur after ingestion of a food that's relatively new to them. Mm-hmm. Most times, patients will experience hives, which is kind of redness of the skin, blotchy areas, little bits of swelling, and very, very itchy. Some patients can experience more severe symptoms, which could include anything from nausea and vomiting to difficulty breathing, wheezing, coughing, or even feeling a weak pulse or feeling dizzy.
Yes.
So we know that, with every patient, the reaction can be different, and it can also have a varying level of severity. So we really try and prepare patients, parents, families to treat any type of allergic reaction, and what we give them for that is epinephrine. It's really the gold standard.
And is that for general, or can you use it for any specific allergy?
So epinephrine is indicated for treatment of any type of severe allergic reaction, mm-hmm. including anaphylaxis.
And this is needle free, right?
So, right, I'm working with ARS Pharma, and I'm really excited to be on your show today to talk about this needle-free treatment option. Historically, patients and families and parents really have only had an auto-injector or a needle-containing device. And so this new device called Neffy, it's an epinephrine nasal spray. And basically it can be used in anyone that's 4 years of age and older that weighs 33 pounds or more.
Wow. That's important, without question. I guess that's just a step away from gummies, but everything turns into a gummy resolve these days. But that's amazing. That really is. Adults can use this too?
Yeah, it's really, really wonderful for patients of any age, really, as long as they're 4 and older, but otherwise families to have access to a device that they feel comfortable administering.
Yes.
We always tell families that it's the first sign of any type of allergic reaction. Epinephrine really is the treatment that's indicated not only to stop the symptoms, but also to stop progression of the reaction. But, many families and patients are really fearful of needles, and so sadly, this often leads to delayed treatment or no treatment at all. So this Neffy device, it's very, very small. It fits inside a pocket book, a backpack very easily.
Wow.
And it really is just the same epinephrine that we've always had, but in this nasal form.
Yeah.
And, side effects are pretty mild. So maybe some nasal discomfort, headache, runny nose, but it really is a much more palatable option for many people when we discuss it with them.
Wow. Is it available now or is it in development?
So it's actually available. It was FDA approved last August for patients that weighed 66 pounds or greater. And then just this spring, the FDA approved a dose for patients that were 4 years of age and older that weighed at least 33 pounds. It is a prescription medication,
right.
And you can find out more information at Neffy.com or obviously talking with your own or your child's own healthcare provider.
Yeah. Now, the healthcare providers, because this is a fairly new vehicle, are they all familiar with it?
So yes, there has been a lot of energy around this medication and a lot of publicity from our national meetings, from local and regional meetings as well. And I really do think that as opposed to some other therapies, patients are actually coming in asking about Neffy and asking, what are our thoughts and have we used it? And overall, would this be something that's right for them? And I think that it's a great conversation to be able to have to give patients that choice of, well, what will you take? To me, that's really what it comes down to is, I just need you to have epinephrine, not because I otherwise know that you're going to have a severe reaction, but just because the reason to carry epinephrine is that so you don't have to wait to get to an emergency room setting to actually be treated. We trust patients and families enough to actually give them and empower them to carry it with them. So I really do think that it's nice now that we're talking about this, that patients can actually ask their own providers, is this something that I could actually be using?
This is a phone call people should make immediately to their physicians without question. Where can
Absolutely. And, just to say it, it's spring here, but really summer goes fast and back to school will be there before we know it. So we do encourage patients and families to start thinking about those appointments even now. I mean, whether it's forms for camp or whether it's forms for back to school and refills, everything happens faster than we think.
Oh, yeah.
So I agree with you.
Yeah. Can't get a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Sometimes you got, especially, you gotta call. Okay. Where do we go for more information?
So Neffy.com is where you can learn more. And then also asking your own or your child's own healthcare provider really is the best next step. To discuss this and make certain that this is the right option for a specific patient.
Always like to do interviews where there's good news. So thank you so much. She's Dr. Nicole Chase. Thanks for your time today. In closing, women, you've got it all going. Men, you got nothing happening. Women, you're at the top of your game. Men, you're losing it. Women, you can be anything you want to be. every day, every moment. Men, you're stuck with what you got. So, until tomorrow, brand new episode, join me. But until then, I wish you peace.